And so there's a funnel at the bottom, and it captures the angel share, and that is how they bottle it. And they were like, "That's what I figured." And I was like, "I'm just kidding. None of that's true. Absolutely not. Of course not." Welcome to another Bottle Kill episode. This is the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Bottle Kill episodes, these are the ones that we hold in reserve for when we're out of town and we're not able to make one, but we want to keep that content weekly for you. So we've been using these as to bring back old guests that we love. And this episode of the Bottle Kill, you should be able to tell who we're having just by this title that you've already read, but also, ladies and gentlemen, Chief Mercer returns.
Nice. Thanks for the intro.
and just for you, the bottle we're killing is this Baker 7.
Oh, man.
So we're going to kill this bottle between the two of us.
Stuff.
We're going to get our first pours going.
That's quite a bit in there still,
That's a lot, man. It's a lot. So
yeah, I gotta be at an attorney's office at 9 a.m. I don't know if I'm clear.
That's questionable.
Dang. Yeah, that's tough there.
I'm just showing up to sign some papers, so we'll be all right.
We also have a tasting to do, and I'm the only one that's going to know. I'm going to have you and Gus do it blind. And this will actually be, so we've recorded some blind tastings already, but they're YouTube only. So this will actually be our first real published blind tasting episode. So nobody knows how we do these, including you. So what are you pouring?
Man, I have like a ton of bottles here, and I'm kind of a little bit everywhere, but I think
You have one that's almost empty?
no. Well, not like you all empty. That empty one that you have is like half full.
It was. Yeah. I did not know that was a candidate for this episode.
I'm going to do the Bakers too.
All right.
That's the move. Oh, and while you pour that, look at what I found today.
Oh,
look at what Gus found today.
Yeah, I was actually proud. I found these today.
Dang, man.
You know what it was? It was was that not the most hole in the wall liquor store you've been in a while?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but look at the dust on this thing.
The top is almost white. Perfect. Dude, this liquor store, I just moved into a new house. That's why I got to go to an attorney's office tomorrow. I'm closing on a sale of a home. And so this new house, there's a gas station like a mile down the road from here. And the gas station is definitely there for a while. And I think that used to be like a storage room or a storage shed. And they turned it into a liquor store. There's no more room in there for more than maybe 3 people max. And I've been eyeballing it for 3 weeks since I moved in here. And I just hadn't gone in there yet. But I've told my wife twice. I'm like, I bet you there's some good stuff in there. And sure as shit, man, I walked in and there's 2 bottles of Booker's and a few other things that I wasn't interested in paying his price for. But
do you know why I never go there? Because Colton lives down this road, so I know he stopped
probably
in there several. I bet he stops in there all the time. But he's right. There's no. You know how most liquor stores have like a back room? No back room. Like it's a long shotgun style room with shelves on it with whiskey with liquor on it. That's all it is.
No bells and whistles, huh? Just
nothing.
No. If he has anything extra, it's probably in his 1984 minivan outside.
In his van down by the river. So what's new in the Chiefs world?
Not much, man. It's been kind of boring, I guess. We had I'm a little out of it tonight. We had a couple runs last night on my volunteer department, so you know I'm a little tired from that still. But
anything entertaining, or it's just sad stuff?
Not at all. Yeah. Nothing entertaining. You know, a couple controlled burns that people had that people called us on them.
Yeah.
And like, I don't quite understand why somebody would, decide to light a huge fire in their backyard on like a Wednesday, it'd be a Thursday morning at like 2 a.m. Like
alcohol.
Who does that? Give me a break, man. I work in the morning.
It's probably alcohol. That's a badass cup, man. It's got like an eagle.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at that. Got a little crest on there.
that a 6?
Huh?
Was that a number 6 on there?
8.
8. Raise hail, praise Dale.
Different kind of 8, but that's funny as shit.
Yeah, our stations and trucks and everything begin with 8, so that's on our crest.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was. That's fun. But
we can say it's for Dale.
Last time we talked, I told you I was going to send you some stuff, and
yep.
So that night we had drank a lot.
We did.
Yep. Gus had left, and I was like, I'm gonna keep drinking. So I didn't
drink a lot. I had mine, and then I drove home.
You and I drank a lot, and then Gus had left.
I did.
I kept drinking, and I was like, oh, that's right. I was gonna make him some Porsche. So I went in there, and I remember distinctly going, "This is what I want him to taste. This is what." So I picked 4 things that I wanted you to taste.
So you did that while, like, right after the podcast.
I was hammered, bro. So hammered that the next morning I got up and I looked at the bottles and I was like, what is that? And then I saw the envelope next to it and I was like, oh, I remember. So, but I didn't know it. So I opened the envelope and I was like, oh, okay. And this is for Chief Mercer. This is for Kevin. And so I put it back in an envelope and I mailed it to you. And then I actually think I boxed it up that night. So I had to reopen the box. Anyway, I didn't know what I sent you until today. I kept telling you I did because I was like, surely I wrote it down because I got a little black book. Didn't write it down. So I had to go through like Snapchat memories and like looking at pictures of my bar, doing like analysis on it. So I found a picture of the bar and there was 4 bottles sitting off to the side. And I remembered 2 of them. And I was like, that's it. So I poured, I'm pretty sure I got the same 4, but I don't know that I have the order right. But we'll find out when you open it.
Wow, man. I mean, I'm impressed. Well, I knew because you told me you were going to send me some samples and they came like 2 days later, maybe. I mean, I was like, Matt got on the ball with these, man. I had them in like no time. I'm like, God.
I'm the king of shipping.
Yeah.
God, I'm terrible at it.
Can't nobody ship as fast as I can. Nobody.
That's funny. Drunk shipping.
Dude, that's like people like, if you go our Etsy reviews, 90% of them are like, cannot believe how fast this guy here. Because I ship everything 2-day express, everything. And I mean, it costs extra money, but I got a ton of reviews now because people love my shipping. But
if we have to fold the company, now you know why.
Yeah. Your margins are terrible. Why are you spending so much on shipping?
Jeez.
The other thing I noticed is we made Bakers famous again. I don't know if you've noticed that. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's all over the place now. And I'm getting tagged in and people send me pictures and like, hey, you remember your podcast? It's like, yeah, I remember.
We should have never talked about it.
Oh, man. Yeah, it might have been bad for us, man. Finding Bakers on the shelf now.
Well, I think what we do is we package this up, get the metrics, send it to a company that's not doing well, and be like, look what we can do for you.
Oh, there you go.
Like, yeah. Jim Beam couldn't sell this.
Bam.
Kevin and I sold it in like 3 weeks. Cannot find it. They're all gone. They're all in secondary now. Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal there. Huh?
Yeah. To just
I tell you, man, it is good. And we were talking about it that night and I already had a picture taken. I was like, I was ready to put it out actually that day when we were talking about it before. And since then I've taken like probably 3 or 4 more that I'm like, I got to post these at some point, like, and then of course the comment on there is like, man, you got to quit telling everybody about Bakers. I'm like,
yeah, we get comments every now and then.
I'm like, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, we'll post something and have something nice to say about it, and then we'll get some DMs. People are like, hey, can you chill on pumping that up because I'm getting it regularly at a decent price, and the last thing I want is to show up next week and I can't get it.
And that was one thing we talked.
I don't blame them.
I don't know if it's too early or you don't want to talk about it at all, but we had discussed that, like, we're drama free. So we get Instagram drama, which is few and far between, but when it happens, we shut it down quick. We just start deleting it, blocking people, and it's over. And it's like, what compels someone to argue with somebody else on social media? I'll never understand.
It's always a losing battle.
Yeah. But I know
nobody ever wins.
No. But I know it's been irritating you as much as it's been irritating us. Our method is delete and ignore.
That's right. Yep.
For people,
that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, it's hard to sometimes because you want to get into it with them. But
absolutely.
So there was
absolutely.
Let's see, there was I wanted to run this by y'all. This has nothing to do with anything we've talked about.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah. So, and this is because you guys are fathers. This is the only reason. I'm not a dad, so I wanted to run this by you. So I was thinking about school and like kids raising your kid right and sending them to college and all this stuff. But what I thought about was we could sponsor the Whiskey and Whitetails University, where you pay us way more than it's worth, and then we'll pay for your kid to go to the Whiskey and Whitetails University. And what it is the first year we send them to an automotive school. They learn how to work on cars. Second year, we send them to plumber school. They learn how to be a plumber. Third year, we send them to HVAC school. Do that. In the fourth year, we'll find them an internship in whichever of those three things, and then just send them out in the world. Because even if they decide not to do those three jobs, at least they'll know that they'll never have to pay for a mechanic, a plumber, or an HVAC guy. And they'll think of all the money they'll save. What do y'all think about that as dads?
I actually had a conversation. Yeah. The return on investment for college these days is not the same as it used to be. Like when I was growing up, it was like, you go to college, you join the military, or, you go right into work.
Yeah.
And whichever you choose is the idea used to be that you go to college and you got a degree, and that gave you
a head start,
kind of a head start, or other opportunities that maybe you couldn't get otherwise. And those jobs, as a result, were offset the cost of the degree. Now, kids are coming out of college. I've known people that I've worked with that are 5 years into a career after college and still have over $100,000 worth of college student loans. I'll say this and then I'll leave it alone, because I will say that I will not pressure or require my kids to go to college if they don't want to. But I'll say this: when an 18-year-old in this country can by himself sign on a dotted line and take on in 1 year $40,000 or $50,000 worth of student loan debt, but a bank will not give them $10,000 to start a business, I think that tells you everything you need to know about our financial system.
That's a valid point.
Damn.
Let's
drop the mic.
It's deep.
Yep, drop the mic.
Sorry.
That makes sense. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's a true point.
That's like my kids, though. I'm the same way. Like, if you want to go, I'll help you in any way I can. Just have a plan set in motion. And that's kind of the way I do it. But like you said, man, I mean, the return on money isn't always there.
No.
Everybody wants their kids to do what they like to do, and something they're passionate about or whatever. And if that gets you there, then more power to you. But there's lots of things that you can do.
Well, with the internet these
not
days,
necessarily have to have all that.
Yeah, well, with the internet these days, and then with, I think I saw a clip the other day where Elon Musk said that college isn't necessary anymore. It used to be you get to college because that's how you had to learn things. But with the internet, you can learn anything
that's a valid point.
For free. You just have to be willing to study it and learn it, and then you can find ways to apply it.
Yeah, we didn't go to podcast college.
No, we didn't. I went to YouTube. YouTube and Google.
So next serious question.
I mean, that's where you learn everything anymore.
That's true. If you can't find, like we both work in IT, and it's like people are like, how do you do that? How do you know? And it's like, I'm just really smart. I'm just really innately. I was born with the ability to do Windows engineering, or
I have Google open all day,
or I just looked it up on Google. I don't know. Yeah. So next serious
it's like
question.
Anything, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, how about can you learn how to fight fires on YouTube?
Well, I mean,
I bet you can't.
I'm going to say no.
I bet you can't. I bet you can learn how to start a fire.
Yeah, you're probably right there. I'm sure there are people teaching you how to put out fires, but it's not the same.
What's the move?
Doing it.
You shoot at the base, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's different techniques, man. I mean, there's techniques where you want to disrupt the thermal layer, so you're shooting up higher. I mean, there's a bunch of different techniques. Everybody has the best way, and everybody knows the best way. And there is a whole lot more to it than what people think. as far as your nozzles, your pressures. There is a lot to it. And I mean, it is science after all, I guess, and people go to college for fire science degrees all the time. So
I almost did. That was one of my choices. I was going to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very early. So
awesome.
My grandparents, both of my uncle and two of my grandfathers were firefighters. So I had an interest in it very early. And I always found it interesting, after a fire, the science of looking at a structure and determining how it started and being able to look at that evidence. I always found that fascinating. But yeah, when you're deciding or to attack how you're going to attack a fire, you have to take into account the type of structure, what the fuel source is, and all those things, right? Like you're not just walking in blazing water all the time.
No, like you're looking at flow paths, are windows broken out, or is the wind outside pushing a certain direction, is going to push it deeper into the structure.
Yeah.
I mean, of course you're thinking about the structure of the building itself, and if it's good enough for somebody to go in. And
because I mean, something as simple as
there's a whole lot to it. How much water you're going to have on scene, how much manpower you're going to have. I mean,
I didn't think about that.
There's so many factors. Well, it's definitely, it's definitely a lot of practice, and
I
mean, you can do it your whole life and still learn. I mean, it's evolving. It's always evolving.
Yeah.
So we talked about quicksand one time, how like we always thought as kids quicksand was going to be way more important than it is. So like the movie Backdraft, is that as common as the movie, or is that not a thing?
Nah, it's not as much of a thing, I guess. You don't see it as much. Like in, but I mean, but it does happen. And especially with all these, this foam insulation, this closed cell foam, and, these new construction on these houses, they're more airtight, and that's where you get your backdraft situations a lot. If it's too tight, it's not getting air. It's just starving for air. So, you open a door, break a window, that's when you get the backdraft. But, we do see a lot of flashovers more than anything. And with, I'm not going to bore you in all this.
Well, what's a flashover?
A flashover is when basically everything gets so hot, everything in the space combusts.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking smoke and everything.
That sounds scary.
So yeah, I think it's like, and I'm going to get slammed because of all these.
You're good.
If I say something wrong, but but it's like 1200 degrees. I think your life expectancy in a flashover is like a couple seconds, 6-8 seconds, or if that much. It's something ridiculous. Maybe it's 3. I don't know.
So how much heat can a fire suit take? Not a lot.
It's rated for, well, they're not fire retardant. Well, they are fire resistant, I guess is the right word. So, I mean, they can still catch on fire, but I don't really know. I want to say they're rated for like 800 degrees or something, but
really?
Even then, it's still it's still.
So how much
flashovers gotcha?
How much does that movie bug someone like you, right? Because in that movie, like, aren't they like busting through? They're not wearing masks or half the PPE you're required to wear, right?
I'm probably the worst person to watch things like that with, because I'm like, come on, man.
It's like watching military movies with him.
Yeah, you can't watch military movies with me. Like, everybody loves that. What's that stupid movie with the EOD guy?
Oh,
like, is that what it's like? It's like, yeah, you can definitely just hop a fence and now you're in Afghanistan. No, that's not what it's like. That drives me nuts. Yeah, I mean, I opened an oven that was really hot once. It was like 400 degrees, and I was like, fuck that. There's no way. There's no way. You know what I mean? It melted my face.
Firefighting's not for me.
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
That's right.
I used to go, when I went to...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when I went to AIT, I think it was the Air Force firefighter school is in Texas where I was at. And I used to go by there and watch these dudes fight these fake fires. And like you can see the guy turning the gas off. You know what I mean? Like they spray it towards the base, and then the guy turns again. They're like, "Good job. That's how you put out a fire." And I was like, "These guys are all going to die because they're playing with jet fuel. Like this is extremely dangerous."
That's funny.
That's right.
What were you going to say?
You know, the weakest part of your whole all your gear is actually your mask. So your mask, they've upped the heat rating on those lately, but that's pretty much going to fail before anything else.
Yeah.
And so I mean that's really what gets you more than anything. And you know, so in a backdraft, that's kind of
I got a question.
Get you.
So in our career, they have big conferences where you go and you can see all the latest and greatest gadgets and technology and stuff like that. Do they have stuff like that for firefighters where you get to go like see new gear and stuff like that? Because I always see fire departments overseas in Europe that have these crazy like futuristic spacesuits, and I'm like, how come our guys don't have cool looking stuff like that?
I always chopped it up to we're not. I can't say that word. We're not scared. We're not cats.
You know, yeah. Oh yeah. They have something called FDIC, and it's a huge venue. They have classes. They have all kinds of stuff. They have, you know, some of the top leaders, the top instructors teaching there. It's usually in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it's like a week. Maybe it's 2 weekends in a week, or so I don't know. I mean, you know, it's at least a week long, and it's pretty amazing, man. They have everything. They have apparatus up and showing off all the new stuff. And you know, the reason why we don't have like the futuristic looking gear is, you know, firefighters over here are very rooted in tradition and, you know, what their fathers did and what their fathers did. And, you know, we have those helmets, and there's just no getting away from them, I don't think. And actually the Euro helmets are making, I think, somewhat of a showing here now. I know some companies that they're starting to make more of them for us and stuff. And they're gaining a little popularity, but it's just not the same. You know,
you got got old timers still around that are like, nah, not here.
Yeah.
If I was a firefighter, I'm going in just like the dude in the movies. I'm not wearing anything on my face. I got a little air tank for the little girl I'm going to rescue under the bed, and I'm wearing my firefighter hat, and that's it. Or your lid, and that's it. So when
such a badass.
I got to be, man. It's the it's the thing. It's the tattoos. Well, so my question. So in that moment, how fast is? And we're gonna go real dark, real quick. How fast is death? Like when it's super hot, like those flashovers you were talking about. Is it like instantly you're dead, or like you're gonna burn for a little while?
I don't know. And to be honest with you, it's probably pretty damn fast.
I figured it would be. I don't think you'd feel anything.
It would depend. I'd say it would depend on your mask and how it held up. But I really think it's like, it's only like a couple seconds that you're able to survive that. And there's people to survive it, but you know, they're usually pretty beat up afterwards. And you know, but if your mask fails, I mean, you get those, you know, hot gases and stuff in your lungs. I mean, it'll burn your lungs, you're toast. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know all that stuff, man.
I just figure your nerves would be fried because it's, you know, when people touch something that's hot, the reason they get burned is because it takes a couple seconds for you to realize it's hot. So if it's truly killing you in like 3 seconds, I don't think you'd feel it. Just my thought.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
But you know, and that's part of the whole training process is to be able to recognize those things before they happen. And, you know, to not get yourself in that situation. But things always happen, man. And, you know, like back in the day when they used like heavy timber construction, and they used like oak, you know, floor joists, and, you know, they used whatever they had, but everything was made of wood, cotton, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm,
so when it burned slow, and so you were able to, you know, somewhat control it before it got out of control. Well, now we have foams, we have plastics, and all that's fine and dandy on a regular basis, but it just doesn't burn. It burns. It burns too damn good.
Yeah.
It's all oil based, stuff, and so it's putting more harmful stuff in the air for us, and they've noticed that the flashover times, when a fire actually does flash over, we're talking like minutes from the inception of the fire. So, where before it could be like a half hour, 45 minutes to an average flashover. So when those conditions arise, you don't have long, you got to do something, So they're real consistent on teaching you how to be able to recognize those things by reading the smoke or reading the conditions in the rooms and outside also. But with these plastics and foams that everything is made of now, it has brought up a lot of issues with cancer in firefighters.
Yeah.
And so that's been a huge thing. There's a lot of companies doing a lot to help get those bad chemicals and that bad, stuff off of you after a fire.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good companies, man, a lot of good people doing good things and just trying to teach more about it, because, back in the day, the dirtier your helmet was, the more of a badass you were,
Yeah, but that was just regular carbon.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're breathing in like NHH2O super killer disease. I bet that's something a lot of people haven't thought about, is all the chemicals that come out of fires now that didn't come out of fires back in the day. But a lot of people don't even realize that.
Yeah, it's a big thing now. And, they're doing a lot more with like on-scene decontamination stuff. And it's just kind of it's a necessity anymore. You almost have to do it. Nobody wants to be in that, position later on. So, you try to do what you can.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's get into this pours. Did I number them 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm so smart when I'm drunk. All right.
Yeah, the drunking's all right.
How did I label? Did I just write it on there?
Oh, man, no, this is legit.
I went all out. Oh, shit, I gave you the real labels. Dude.
Total legit.
I could see myself stumbling up the stairway, going to my computer to print those out. These really good. I like these. All right, pour number 1 and maybe pour number 2. And we'll do... actually, just start with number 1, and I'm not going to tell Gus what they are. Let me pour me and Gus up.
All right, Gus. You don't want me to pour number 2 yet?
Hey, could you not pour that directly over the mixer?
Oh, yeah, sure. My bad.
Jeez.
I wasn't even looking. I wasn't looking. You don't have to pour the whole thing, or you can. It doesn't matter.
No.
That's good.
Maybe
still
half.
Got drink.
What am I doing? All right. So number 1.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you what they are at the end. So we got 4 to do. Gus will probably know one of them. I don't think he'll know the other 3. He definitely doesn't know this one because I've never given him this one. And I actually haven't had this this has been sitting. I drank half of this and then got other stuff. I liked it when I opened it, but I haven't had this in probably 3 or 4 months.
This is interesting.
And these are all Kentucky bourbons. Let me fact check that. 3 of them are for sure Kentucky bourbons. One's, it doesn't matter. Let me see. What do you smell? Smell anything good? And we don't care about it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I lied. 2 are Kentucky. And actually, I'm not even going to say it. Don't worry about it. They're all whiskey. Okay.
That's all that matters.
Interesting.
What do you think?
It doesn't taste like I remember it tasting, but.
Man.
Ooh. That's up there in proof. That's in the 120s, probably.
Yeah, she's up there. Yeah.
It's smooth though, man.
It's not bad. It gives you and I hate to describe it this way, but whiskey and whitetails, we describe things the worst way possible. When you're puking and you get that slight throat burn when you're puking, it has that throat burn. It doesn't have the puke involved. It has that puke throat burn.
Like heartburn. Like when you get heartburn.
Yeah. But then it goes away, It doesn't actually cause heartburn.
I feel like I might have a different one than you all.
It's possible that I numbered these wrong.
Because, this is like super smooth, man. Maybe what I was drinking before was a little higher. Well, I guess it was. Some of that Baker's was.
Well, we'll find out when we open the envelope. It's very possible that I screwed these up.
You know what I feel? You know what I taste? What I tasted like just first right off the bat. And it's ridiculous. And you're probably going to make fun of me, but it's like sweet tea, man.
Oh, I know which one you're drinking.
It's not the same one.
No. I screwed up. So we have the same four. They're just in the wrong order.
That's all right.
Adapt and overcome. Can you open the envelope? Can you open the envelope without cheating and show it to me on the camera?
I don't even know where the hell my envelope is, man.
Tight.
I thought you were going to tell me what they were.
Tight.
Well, I can go get it.
This tasting you organized is going really well, Matt.
Yeah, run and get it. Can you run and grab it? Just so I can, because I want to make sure this is done right. We'll just pause real quick and then welcome back. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
All right. I'll be right back. The envelope's gone.
Welcome back.
Yes. Yes.
The envelope's gone?
It's gone.
All right. Well, we'll just do all of them, and I think I can probably tell what they are.
Well, you just go to the sweet tea one, and
what I'll do is I'll pull up that picture again and see if I wrote it down wrong. I'll do that while we
Dang, man, I'm sorry. I totally failed.
Good, man. I failed. I normally write these down. I didn't write it down. It's
you gave me the only copy, and I lose it. So there we go.
I feel like I had to.
Here we are.
Written it down somewhere, but I'll find it. I'll let you and Gus banter while I
banter.
Like witty banter.
Yeah, however you want to banter. I had something. Go ahead.
My sample one is awesome, though. I gotta admit, it's different.
Oh, I just found it. I just found it. All right, we're good. So we are drinking the same thing. You just taste it different, I guess, which is fine.
Sounds good.
Actually, I have the bottles laid in front of it, so I definitely have it right. I think I have 3 and 4 mixed up. Nope, I have it exactly right.
Good man.
Nope, I got it right. So we're just tasting it different. That's interesting.
As they say.
Yeah, taste is subjective.
That's right.
That's what they say.
That makes us even more fun.
But my palate is not like refined as your all. So,
well, no, but you drink high proof, and I think that this may not be as high proof as what you're used to. Because for me, like high proof, what's high proof to you? Like if you're like, this is the highest proof I can tolerate.
Oh,
Everclear.
I mean, I think the highest proof I've ever had was like, as far as bourbon goes, is maybe 144.
Okay, so yeah, this is mild.
146, something like that. But I mean, that's not something I drink.
Yo, taste it again and think sweet tea. Because now that I have it in my head,
do you get it?
Well, I get it on the nose now, especially
now that I have that in my head, I can taste it.
Yeah, y'all are just saying that to make me feel better.
No, I for real taste spicy sweet tea. That's
what gives it that flavor, though.
I don't think I've ever assigned any flavor profile to this bourbon or to this whiskey.
I don't know what made me think of that, but that's just
this is spicy sweet tea.
Just hit me.
Exactly. I didn't taste that before, but now I do. Well, I'm glad that we're drinking the same thing. What do you think about it?
Me too.
On a scale of 1 to 10 versus nothing you've placed it against yet?
Man, scale of 1 to 10. It's definitely different than what I'm used to. I don't know, man. Maybe a 7.
That's a good number.
I drink it pretty. I drink this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. And that was the point of these, is I was sending you things that I like that I thought you would like.
Yeah. No, it's good, man.
And they're all different. They're all different flavors of what I like. Well, let's move on to number 2. Yeah.
God, man. So you're going to make me wait till the end before we...
Yes.
Son of a...
Because I want to know which one you like the best. Because I know which one you're going to like the best.
Yeah, I've been subjected to this multiple times.
I've predicted which one you like the best.
Heat's on then.
Do you have it written down somewhere?
No, but I'll write it down as we pour the second one.
Yeah, go ahead and write it down.
Is yours out? Is everybody's out?
No.
Oh. Well, let's just enjoy this.
Yeah,
while we do that, I actually have questions. It's out now. All right, here's the question for this drink, and I know the answer. I just want to ask you it anyway. Does Angel's Envy try it again? Does Angel's Envy actually capture the angel share and bottle it?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say hell no.
Someone asked me that once.
No.
Yeah, they did. Someone asked me that once. That's the reason I wrote it down.
They did?
Yeah, that's a real question. That's a real question from a bourbon tasting. Does Angel's Envy actually capture the angel share?
You should have just kind of smiled and said, yes.
What I said was their distillery actually wraps the barrels in plastic so that the angel share doesn't go out into the atmosphere because of cutting down the mold that it causes. And so there's a funnel at the bottom and it captures the angel share, and that is how they bottle it. And they were like, that's what I figured. And I was like, I'm just kidding. None of that's true. Absolutely not. Of course not. The barrel wouldn't even flex and breathe if it doesn't have air to breathe. So, no, that's...
You know what, though, man? You laugh about that kind of stuff, but like everything that could be done to save the alcohol loss, it has been done.
I'm sure it has.
It's been tried. Well, it's just money leaking.
I'm sure when an operations manager looks at that, they just see dollar signs just floating away.
Do you know the number? Yeah. I always forget it. It's a lot.
I don't know.
It's like a lot. It's
terrible with numbers.
It's like
terrible with numbers.
It's like 8% per year or something like that. I mean, it's a lot.
Something like that. Yeah, because and when I was in the single barrel program, we'd have some barrels, and they try to get the older barrels were always more sought after. Everybody always wanted the 14, 15-year-old barrels that they were selling. And but the yield wasn't there because, you lost so much alcohol per year. And all right, I'm gonna pour a second one.
Yeah, pour a second.
And it was crazy to even bottle them. Some of them, I mean, you get like maybe 6 cases, like 36 bottles. Hell, you just never knew.
36 bottles out of a barrel.
Holy cow, that's not a lot at all.
Wow.
No. But usually, and I'm sure it's common knowledge, but usually the longer it sits in, the higher the proof is also.
Yeah.
You lose a lot more water in the barrel than, and so I mean, it might be a short, low barrel is what we call them, I guess, but it might be a low barrel, but you still get a decent amount somewhat once you add water to it.
Slowly add water to it. All right, next one. Yeah, let's look at the Amber Golden. Oh, and by the way, just a heads up to everybody, these are all high proof except one.
Okay.
So we're going to be feeling right once, like the last half. If you're hanging on, you're debating on listening. Like, we'll get through this, and then the last half of this conversation is going to be, as long as we can go, it's going to be a good conversation.
Slurred speeches and.
So to me, this smells like bourbon.
I got to go in the shop and make some stuff after this.
Very astute.
Just kidding.
I don't think so. I think we're done. We've showered. Dude, we've been so
working
busy.
While drunk. Yeah.
Dude, Father's Day killed us, man. I'm actually at Gus's house. I'm staying the night here. I came here right after work, and we've been pumping out products for this weekend because we start at the Charleston Night Market this weekend, 6:30 to 10:30 Friday, Saturday night. So this is the second night this week I've been here where we've been doing podcasts to kind of create our inventory for. We have a busy August and September where we'll be traveling a lot. So it's like, awesome, this episode won't come out till August or September, but it's but yeah. What do you smell? Anything good? Just smells like bourbon to me.
Well,
I'm not getting anything fun.
There are two bourbons that specifically come to mind.
Well, we don't have to name them.
I'm just telling you, it's just how sweet it smells.
I'm curious now.
give it a taste. This one is way tamer than the first one. Way more tamer. To me, this is very delicious. I actually taste caramel. I taste it in this one. Do you taste that?
I do. Yeah, it's all, yeah.
So what do you rank this one first versus second?
I think I still like the first one better.
Do you? I think I like this one a little better. I'm not sure why.
But it is, I think it's a little more complex than the first one, though. I do like it.
I like the finish on this one a lot better.
Yeah.
I will give you small hints on. Well, they're not even hints because I'm not asking you to guess who they are. I just want to see what you like. But this one, I own several bottles of this one. The first one, I only own one bottle because of price. So the first one is more expensive, not necessarily that cost equals taste. Whoa, too close. So the question for this one is, Jim Beam launched an orange flavored whiskey. Are you going to buy it and enjoy it, or are you going to pass on it?
You're going to put me on the spot with a Beam product, aren't you?
Well, it's Jim Beam Orange. I don't know that we can even call it whiskey, but technically, I guess it is. They say the pleasing aroma.
Whiskey.
I mean, yeah, you can call it whiskey.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna pass on it.
Okay.
But usually when they bring out a new product, whatever it might be, a lot of times somebody will come down to our break room and pour like little drinks of whatever it may be. So I did get to try it early on, or when they first ran them or whatever, and it tasted like oranges.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of what this says.
I don't want to.
It says.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
it says this Jim Beam Orange tastes like orange. That's what it says.
Damn. Drop the mic.
They nailed it.
That's not what it says. It says the pleasing aroma, think juicy orange, fresh citrus zest, and vanilla plus oak is primed to ring in all summer long. That's what it actually says.
That's fancy.
That's marketing.
Fancier than that other one. Yeah.
That's marketing.
I'm not big on the flavored whiskeys, but I can imagine that mixed with like a Sprite.
Yeah, I think that'd be.
Yeah, I think that was the recipe on here.
On the beach or on a boat.
It's very, very sweet.
Yeah, I bet.
But and I don't know if we talked about this before or not, but when they're running those flavored whiskeys like on the bottling lines or in processing where they mix them up and work their magic, when you're dealing with like Jim Beam maple or Knob Creek smoked maple, I mean it smells like freaking pancakes.
I bet it does.
Oh, I bet.
It is so good, man. I get so hungry in the morning because, when you're in there and it's like everything smells like syrup, it's like, gosh.
Let me ask you, whenever they do those runs, are they choosing, how are they choosing the barrels and the juice to use? Is it barrels that didn't stand well on their own, so they're choosing to mix it with something, or?
I'm going to say that's above my pay grade.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair.
I don't know. I would say they would be younger barrels.
Yeah. Okay.
That
makes sense.
I have no idea, honestly. I have no idea.
It's probably like chocolate milk. Like everybody likes milk, but chocolate, like there's a clarity level for milk. Milk's got to be white, milky and creamy. So all the milk that has like blood and pus in it, they turn into chocolate milk.
Oh, great.
Because no one's going to buy it. God. So I always assumed
you just totally ruined chocolate milk.
I mean, I haven't tried. If you make it yourself out of white milk, you're good. But if you buy chocolate milk in a store, it's because the color clarity didn't pass for regular milk. But I would assume that flavored whiskey is the same. It's like, no one's going to drink this nasty shit. Let's put oranges in it. And
I do know like the clarity and turbidity is like, I mean, it's amazing how much they test this alcohol before it goes out. It's unreal, man. It really is. The lab, they are top notch, man. It's unreal.
Yeah, I've watched some documentaries and seen some of the labs different distilleries have just for monitoring and testing, their product throughout time. I mean, some of these labs rival, big pharmaceutical laboratories. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. And, and when just to even proof like the orange or like the red stag, black cherry and all that, just to be able to proof that, is like a pretty big deal. I mean, they have to distill it down and take the distillate and then proof that. So, that's a whole process just to even get a proof on that stuff. So, it's pretty interesting, man.
It's hard to do. And that's one thing about when, like, I don't know if you frequent liquor stores as much as we do, but like it's the hardest part about hopping between liquor store and liquor store is not the fact that you walk in and everybody's nice and then you feel bad that you didn't buy anything because all they have is the shit you already own. But it's the people. 10 people will come in while you're in there and be like, let me get a pint of, Crown Apple or whatever. It's like all the guys buying it's 10 o'clock in the morning. These guys are buying a pint so they can make it through the day. And all they drink is that sugary shit. And I watch people come by and they'll go to the bourbon aisle and they'll pick up like Red Stag, for instance, because I used to love Red Stag. But they come by and pick it up.
Oh, really?
And I'd be like, man, I wish I could drink Red Stag, but I can't. If somebody caught me drinking Red Stag, this company would fold. Like, it just wouldn't happen. But I always liked it. I always thought it was really good.
Only for you. You're the whiskey guy.
Yeah, you can drink whatever you want.
If I get caught poaching or something.
Yeah, you get caught killing a 4-point, you're done too.
I'm the director of hunting. I don't have time to hunt myself, so
yeah,
I just don't. No. Yeah, well, this is good.
Any final thoughts on this one? You poured a lot more than. There you go, my man. Put that back.
You got to work tomorrow?
You know it,
my man.
Yeah.
What time are you going in? Same as us?
That's good, man. I gotta be in at 6:30.
All right.
What time are y'all going in?
That's late.
I took off tomorrow.
Yeah, Gus took off. So they actually I don't know if you know this, but since 1983 we haven't had a federal holiday added to the federal holidays, but they just added Juneteenth as a federal holiday today.
Today. It happened today.
Yep. And for those so today's June 17th. This episode probably is going to come out in August, but yeah, so I work for the
news
federal,
today.
Yeah, so I work for the federal government, and I was like, tight. I got tomorrow off, so I'm in a group chat with my coworkers, and I don't. I got to go to work, so I will be at work tomorrow. All right,
I know that's kind of what I was hoping. I'm like, man, when's Jim Beam going to pick up on this? And
are they open yet?
What's that? Oh, like the visitor
tours,
experience and stuff? Or no.
They're not going to do it anytime soon.
I heard it changes every day, but I heard that there's supposed to be a soft opening Labor Day weekend. If that's
really
legit, I don't know. I mean, and it changes constantly. They're under so much construction. It's
because they're building the new craft distillery or whatever behind.
Yeah, the Fred No Distillery.
It is going to be the No. What was the last one? Was that Booker's?
The what?
The last craft, because
it wasn't really named.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay. So now they're doing the Fred No one. Is that going to be the new visitor center?
That's just going to be the distillery.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be what they consider craft distillery, but I think they're planning on producing like 1 million proof gallons a year.
Wow.
Out of there, which is still bigger than most craft distilleries.
Yeah,
but
that's large for craft.
Jeez.
Honestly, it's small for.
What is your little gift shop? What do they do per year? Because I love that model. It's like you pay, you come here, you make our whiskey, you get the fuck out, and on the way out, buy what you just made. I love that. That's like the best business model ever. For anyone that's ever been to the Jim Beam Distillery, that's when you go in there, they let you dump the grain and boil the mash and make the beer and distill and bottle. They let you do all the things.
So you have been on tour before?
No, I wish I could say that. I knew
YouTube tours.
YouTube tours, yeah. We did a lot of YouTube tours. We did a lot of Jim Beam YouTube tours before the last time we talked.
I got you.
We're hoping to change that this year. So
yeah, we're going to be in Kentucky all of September.
Pretty much.
Good.
We'll be outside of Lexington.
And go to some distilleries.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be outside of Lexington, but
that's a good spot too.
Yeah.
Well, man, to be honest with you, I was a part of the Jim Beam. So like, when people came in on tours and stuff, that would be the craft distillery. They had the Knob Creek dump porches and, of course, where you could fill your own Knob Creek single barrel bottle. But then that department for 4 years, maybe 4 years. But I love that job, man. But it was like everything. We did the craft distillery. We dumped the Knob Creek single barrels. We processed the barrels, cut them down to like bottling proof. And
nice.
Then we, of course, bottled them for the tourist. And that was a great job, man. It was a great job. I really enjoyed it.
This next pour.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm in no rush.
Our tour was the best in my eyes, I guess. But I was a part of it too. But
it was the best because you were there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my claim to fame.
I know you'll be the best tour guide I'll ever have at Jim Beam.
Well, I don't know about that.
I bet you would.
I need a button that goes,
Are we having a moment, Matt?
Yes. Hold on. There's a button for a moment. There's a. Hold on.
The sound's down.
There we go. Applause. All right. What do you smell in this? You should smell not bourbon.
Not bourbon.
I do get bourbon notes, but I also get like floral.
It should be really sweet smelling.
Like molasses sweet.
Man, I think I'm shot today, dude. Everything smells sweet to me here.
No, well, I mean, it's possible. We'll give it a taste and see if it tastes. This will be the true thing. If you taste this and let me know what you taste, and then I'll be like, all right, we're definitely drinking the same thing. Because this is unmistakable. That's a great freeze.
I don't know, we're lagging.
Yeah, you froze with like a duck face.
Long pause. Looks very serious right now. There it is.
Now we're back.
Oh, are we back?
Yeah, we're back. So did you taste it yet?
And that's totally my internet too. I guarantee it. I didn't taste it. I was going to wait till we came back.
It's them kids playing them video games.
Gosh, man.
Do you live like in a neighborhood, or are you in like a subdivision?
In a neighborhood.
Yeah, so it's like the time of night where everybody.
This is like prime time for all.
Yep.
I think we had this problem last time.
We sure did.
Yeah.
We did. Gosh, man.
It's all good.
All right. Have y'all tried it yet?
Nope.
That tastes sweet.
Oh man, it's really sweet.
Yeah. Low proof, high proof. What are you feeling?
It's good though.
Low proof.
It feels like low proof to me, but all of them kind of seem low to me, honestly.
So I'll key you in on a fact.
I'd say it was lower than the other two.
This is definitely lower than the rest. So I'll give you that much. I figured that it would. That's why I didn't want to say it, and give it away, but your mouths are correct. This is a low proof. The reason I picked this one is not because of proof, but because of taste. So it is overly sweet, but this is something you start with, in my opinion. If I'm like, all right, tonight's a bourbon only night. Tonight's a whiskey only night. This is one of my go-tos to start with. And then with people that don't like whiskey, this is one of my go-tos to give it to them. That's the reason I threw it in there, because I just like it. I think it's very sweet, and I think it's a lot of people would like it that don't like bourbon, because most, and to somebody that doesn't drink bourbon, this is probably
it's a good starter.
Pretty heavy, but you throw them into something that's heavy, and you'll lose them forever. But like for me, this is good. I can sit down and drink this all night.
Yeah, it is good. Good. So
the question for this one is: Kentucky bourbon better than Tennessee whiskey?
Oh, Do I have to answer this?
You do, yeah. It's the if you read the NDA we sent you, it's
Oh, was that in the envelope I happened to misplace?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. As well as
well, if I didn't see it, then it never happened.
Right. Yep.
I mean, dude, I'm biased. I'm going to say Kentucky. Kentucky's better all the time, but I've been here my whole life, so
I expect you to say that. I would be disappointed if you didn't. I would hope that. So it was a trick question. Yeah, I knew the answer already. I just yeah. I would expect you to say that as a Kentuckian. That's your blood-born duty.
I do have some Tennessee whiskey down here, though.
Do you?
Quite a bit, actually.
I've got a few bottles. I don't mind it. There's certain Tennessee whiskeys I like. Yeah. We'll knock out this fourth one.
Sure.
You good?
I'm ready, man. Yeah.
All right.
Do this other glass here. Let's see.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm intrigued, man. I want to know what these puppies are.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Don't. It'd be really good is if I just was like, all right, man. Bye, and hung up on you. And for the rest of your life, you'll never know what they are. You'll never know what they are. Shouldn't have lost the envelope.
Yeah.
So this one, we're back to high proof again with this one.
What we got here? Yeah. All right, I got you.
This is the highest.
I got my nose a little far in there.
This is the highest of the proofs.
Yeah. The highest of the highest. All right. Yeah, you can definitely tell.
Yep. But I want you to spend time smelling this one for many reasons. This one will taste familiar to anyone that's had a lot of. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to taint anyone's nostrils or mouth. Or do I want to taint your mouth?
Easy. This is not that kind of podcast, Matt.
All right. Oh, I got to say something before we go into this.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I got to tell you, when I listen to a lot of the whiskey bourbon podcasts, I'm not going to say any names because I'm glad you're all doing your thing. But when I listen to them all, most of them have, like, I got to crank the volume of my truck all the way up just so I can hear what the hell they're saying.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll switch from theirs. For instance, I re-listened to the one we did with you last time, and I go from another bourbon podcast or whiskey podcast, and I turn on ours, and I got to turn the volume down. I was like, Jesus, our production value is very high. You can hear our shit at medium volume driving down the road.
That's good.
And I think that we have better conversation because it feels like a lot of these people are very forced, and they're like, you can only talk about cherry and vanilla, and I just don't feel like it's very open. I feel like they're pretty boring. They don't, and it may just be me being biased, but like in honesty, I'm not very impressed with I mean, sometimes they have good episodes, but the majority of the time it's pretty boring. I'm about to start a podcast war with local.
Well, the thing is though, like it's interesting to listen to people talk about whiskey that way, but that's not how I want to drink whiskey.
No, I want to do this.
I want to bullshit and talk about it. Like, oh, you know that? Yeah, it smells like this. You know, it smells like Christmas. That smells like campfire. That smells. Sure, I can pick out some notes.
I want to do blinds and ask stupid questions. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want.
This is way more fun than
you're doing a hell of a job, man.
This is
hell of a job.
I think it's more fun. I mean, that's why you came back, right? Like, if you didn't have fun, you wouldn't come back, right?
That's right, man.
All right. So this one, smelling.
That's right.
Now we can taste. I allow you to taste.
All right. What do we got here?
This one's very different. There's nothing else in there that tastes like this. This is very different.
It is different.
And this was my, when I was looking at stuff to send you, this one was my reach because I thoroughly enjoy this one. However, yeah, I don't want to, I mean, I like
them. It's not a bourbon
all.
though, is it?
No. I'll give you that. It's not a bourbon.
hell. Depends on who you ask.
I mean, I guess by law, it's not a bourbon.
I'm intrigued, man. I want to know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, but first you're going to rate them all.
Oh, okay. I may have to try them all again.
You can.
Then what are we going to do?
I mean, you can. Did you pour it all? Did you drink all of them?
No.
I was going to say, that's a lot.
No. I was
going to say, we've been splitting bottles, and we have a little bit left in all of them.
I have half, or if not a little more than half on each of them.
So what do you think was the best so far?
The best? I honestly think I like number 2 the best.
Interesting.
I think 1 was good, but it had I think 2 was a little more complex. And this is really good too. It's different, and I drink so much. I've had so much Jim Beam over the years. I guess it's just, I don't know. Different is different,
Yeah.
For me, but.
How about you guys? 1 through 4.
I'm going to go with 2, 3, 1, 4.
2.
God dang. That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's
honestly.
What you're going to say as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's only because, and Matt can tell you
I wish I would have just said it now. Now it just seemed like I copied.
No, it's fine. So I kind of gathered that from what you were saying.
I like the ones that are the higher proof I'm not drawn to those. Like I like the like 90 to 110 range. So some of these ones I think they're a little higher. I just don't get as much out of them for whatever reason, the way my palate works. So they end up being lower on my rating, if you will.
I gotcha. This last one, what's the proof? Is it like 120 or so?
It's got to be up there.
All right. So what I'm going to do
120. I don't know.
Is I'm going to say the entire time we've been talking, I've been lying and agreeing with y'all just so we can truly skew the evidence. Okay. So the majority of what I said was a lie. So 2, 3, 1, 4. I want to know why 3 is number 2. That's my, because I understand why 2 is number 1. I get that. I want to know why 3 is number 2.
I'm gonna have to try it again.
It was the sweet one.
Let's try it again.
Yeah, try it again.
I felt it wasn't so much that it was sweet.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't so much for me that it was sweet. It was that I got
all of them were.
I got a larger profile of flavors.
Yeah.
And the finish.
That's kind of for me too.
Yeah, the finish was much more pleasant. It didn't linger and burn. It didn't finish aggressively or very long. It was nice to drink.
So I'm going to guess that you guys picked number 2 as number 1 because it reminds you of what a bourbon should be, right? Number 2 is it's a bourbon, it's strong, it finishes strong. It's like that's a manly bourbon. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for you, Chief, or Kevin, we're not in the fire department. For you, Kevin.
Bust it out. There you go.
So for you, Kevin, why was number 3 number 2? Now that you've tasted it again.
It was as far as just the flavors. It had more flavors, and it just seemed thicker, I guess, if that makes any damn sense.
So I think number 3 is very interesting because that's the one I was telling you that's what I enjoy it, and I like giving it to people. All right, so drum roll. Number 2, which is what you both picked as number 1, was Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A121 coming in and had 123 proof. That was your number 1.
Really?
That's the one I told you I have several bottles of. I enjoy it a lot. I have a bunch of it.
Funny considering 2 minutes ago I said that I prefer whiskeys in the 90 to 110 proof range.
And this was way over. Number 3 is the Bellmead Madeira cask, which is a Tennessee whiskey.
Interesting.
Aged in Madeira.
Gotcha.
It's pretty good. Number 3 was Woodford Reserve, very fine rare, which is 90 proof. But I'm going to go ahead and drop you a click clack here. When I poured Gus and I's, I did not realize that I picked the very fine rare and I put the batch proof in there. So him and I were drinking batch proof. You were drinking very fine rare.
Okay.
So there was the disconnect there. So
okay.
We actually tasted those differently, but it's interesting that you both picked them in the same order.
Interesting.
Because they were two different, but they're both Woodford Reserve. So I sent you very fine rare, which is not cheap. I wanted you to try it. I think that's why I sent it to you. And then number 4, that I'm very disappointed you both picked as last, because I've done a lot of research on this bottle, and there has been people that are stag fanatics, but they can't get it. And so the next closest thing to them as far as taste profile, proof, etc., is this bottle. And I think this bottle tastes like stag. Stag. Okay. Coming in at 130.5 proof. It is Jack Daniel's single barrel proof whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. That was number 4.
Gotcha.
Which I like it a lot. I think I like it because it's 130 proof, which there's 3 different types of single barrel Jack Daniels, but the 130 is to me the best tasting.
The thing is like you make us put these in order from 1 to 4, but you know, if you gave me these same 4 next week, depending on what I've eaten and had to drink that day, you know, like it could be a different order. And there's not a single one of these that are bad whiskeys.
The rules are the rules, Gus.
They're all good though.
Yeah, that's true. That's why blinds are fun, because you can do the same blind 2 weeks in a row and they would come out with different results. I just find this one interesting that you guys both picked pretty much the same order, which I think that I probably I would have swapped 2 and 4. But the rest of it, I agree. I think A1 in this selection, I think A121 was my least favorite.
Was what?
My least favorite.
What was your ranking on it? He's like,
it would have been 4.
Number 1,
4, 3, 1, 2. And I love A121, but I think in this collection, I would have swapped
this lineup.
Yeah,
that's actually the first time I've ever had barrel proof Jack Daniels.
Is it?
Single barrel. Yeah, actually, it's the first time I've had any of these. I've never had any of these before. Oh. But, and you know what? I am a big Woodford fan too. I'm glad you threw that in there. That's good.
Well, I think the very fine rare is not a good representation of Woodford because it's very fine and rare. But like I don't know that it exactly tastes like anything else, but however, it is a lot sweeter because what you were drinking was 90 proof. What I poured him and I was batch proof, was 123 proof. That's why we had disconnects. But that's why I said mine tasted like spicy sweet tea. So now I wonder if all Woodford has a sweet tea flavor to it. I don't know.
I don't think I have any down here. It's all upstairs, I think.
Yeah, I didn't bring any. Now put all of that against Baker 7. Who wins?
Damn, I don't know, man.
Oh, you know.
I would have to say Baker 7 just because that's my go-to.
That's right. That's correct. That was the correct answer. That was the correct answer. You did very good there.
Oh, good Lord.
It has to be fun, or what's the point, you know?
Jeez.
I didn't get to ask my final question. My final question is the Devil's Cut, is Jim Beam's Devil's Cut, do they make that from shredding barrels and then pressing the juice out of it? Is that how they make Devil's Cut?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't squeeze the barrel like
wrong again.
Yeah.
They don't just wring it out like a rag.
Yeah. Have y'all seen that commercial though?
No, but I would like to.
I've been asked that question a lot, honestly.
Isn't that a crazy thing to ask? I mean, to us, I guess.
Well, and because the commercial has it like ringing out a barrel, like
yeah,
full on.
Oh, I have seen that commercial. Yeah.
So I've been asked that numerous times.
How do they phrase the question? They're like, so how strong is the guy that rings out the whiskey barrel? Is that what they ask?
No, so for the devil's cut, do they really ring the barrel out?
Jeez.
No. And there's no nice way of saying it either. It's like, just like, no.
No, there isn't. Because even if you want to be nice, you're like, how stupid are you? What was your...
That's right, man.
You should start asking those people what they do for a living.
But I will say that all the commercials, they have the Mila Kunis, commercials and all that stuff when they started those. And Mila Kunis does have her own barrel at Jim Beam.
Oh, that's actually real?
Yep, that is real. Yep, they had filled that whenever, I don't know, I guess whenever she was there. She's been there a couple times.
Can you get me a bottle out of it?
Probably not.
Probably have to talk to...
Again, above my pay grade. You'll have to talk to somebody somewhat important, I would think.
Well, according to VinePair.com, people are calling for a Jim Beam boycott because of Mila Kunis. What does she do now?
Actually, that was years ago. That was
2017.
A couple of years ago.
What did she do and piss people off in 2017?
I forgot what she said.
She
said something controversial and and it was like phone call central after that, man. Everybody was all fired up for about a week, and then it just like that.
That's her doing the Kentucky Chew.
You got the Kentucky Chew down.
Oh yeah.
You know that song.
I like the sound of a bourbon being poured.
Oh yeah. This is great entertainment, folks. Solid entertainment. Whatever. I like Ashton Kutcher better. Does Ashton Kutcher have a barrel at Jim Beam?
No, we should hook that up though.
You should.
We need to figure that out.
That'd be fun to do a prank and then like drop a barrel. No, don't do that. We actually, we went. This is a great story. We went to our barrel supplier, our drug guy, our barrel guy, to get more whiskey barrels, and he like had a crazy morning and he was late getting there and stuff. And he's like, "Dude, I apologize. We had a delivery this morning, and the guy showed up there's a chick showed up in an 18-wheeler full of barrels straight from Kentucky. They drove from Kentucky to our barrel guy, and they didn't secure them down right. And she opened the back of an 18-wheeler, and 3 stacked high, the third barrel fell out and landed on her face. He was like, I thought it killed her. There was blood everywhere, and it smashed her face. She ended up living.
Yeah, she survived. But.
That is gnarly. You know how much those things weigh. Could you imagine the bottom floor of an 18-wheeler and then 3 stacked high barrels? That top barrel falls and hits you in the face. That is a bad day.
Yeah, because when you stand an average person stands at the back of an 18-wheeler, like your head, your eyes are level with the floor.
Yeah, and freshly dumped, they're close to 150 pounds freshly dumped. Like they're heavy.
Yeah.
That's one thing about delivering these whiskey barrels.
Yeah, and get you in shape.
No, people don't realize how big they are. Like we deliver them and they're like, holy shit, that's way taller
heavy,
than
man.
I thought. I was like, it's not going to fit in your kitchen, Karen,
That's right, man. And it's real interesting how everything is evolved, I guess, but the technology and everything. When I first started at Jim Beam, like back forever ago,
during the Civil War,
I think we talked about it before. Yeah. I think we talked about it before where when you got hired, you did every job.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't do a job, you were out. I mean, it was as simple as that. If you couldn't do anything.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You were out, man.
If you didn't make it to the next step, you were gone.
That's why they put you through that test, and you had to do everything. And if you weren't showing any promise, man, you were gone.
Wow.
I mean, unceremoniously kicked out. But anyway, so I spent months in the the regauge porch. We call it regauge porch, where you're dumping barrels, and the barrels come down, and and I was, of course, brand new, so I stayed in the barrel truck, which is the barrel trucks you all get, and you throw the first layer down. You stand them up on the barrel heads.
Yeah,
that's what we call them, I guess. But
that's what they
and then you go up, you stand on top of those barrels, and then you throw 2 more layers up. And so I spent months doing that, just picking up barrels all day and throwing them up on those,
that's a young man's job.
Up on the 3. Oh yeah. Back then, it was tough, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
You get the job done,
Yep.
But, of course, shortly after that, they got a robot, and, and there was 2 people doing it too. I wasn't alone in the barrel truck. There was 2 of us, and you lift them up together or whatever.
I was about to say, because I picked one up, but I got an F-250, picking it up off the gravel and putting it in the bed of my truck. Usually we drive the trailer around. We just roll them out of the trailer, but we only had like 4 deliveries that day. So I picked them up, all 4 of them, picked them up. And the next day I woke up and I rolled out of bed, crawled across the floor. Can I make it to the medicine cabinet on my back?
I wouldn't be doing that anymore. I wouldn't be doing that anymore. Yeah.
It sucks.
Picking up all those barrels. And, it's funny, but they do have a damn robot doing it now. There's a guy controlling, he's got these joysticks, and it's just like a big claw. It grabs it and just stacks them up.
That's wild.
It's pretty cool, but
that's the next Whiskey and Whitetails purchase.
It's a
barrel robot.
Oh yeah, you should, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
How much do you think that thing costs?
For sure. Oh God, there's no telling. No telling. And there's a company that we go through that does a lot of special manufacturing just for us. Well, for the bourbon industry, I should say.
Yeah.
But they make a lot of machines just for barrels. It's unreal. And that's basically most of their business are distilleries. But they do escalator houses, what we call them. It's at one time they do a little bit of everything.
I was thinking about making a well raider shirt, I don't know what I'd put on it, but it's nobody would get it. It'd just be I wouldn't even make that many. We'd make a well raider shirt. People would see them I don't even know what that is, and they wouldn't buy it. But it was people like you, I'd just send you one. You'd wear it all the time. Right?
I'm all over, yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
So were you one of the last people to load these trucks by hand?
Oh no. Oh. No, that they probably got that machine, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years after I started or so. Maybe not that long. I don't know. But I wasn't the last by any means. Nowhere close.
I was just wondering. I don't know. I know you've been there forever. How long have you been at Jim Beam?
I just had my 18-year anniversary. I started at 21.
Congratulations.
Damn, dude. That's awesome. So at 20, they buy you a mansion in the hills? Or what do they do?
Yeah, right. Good one. We'll see. I don't know. I might get a little plaque. I'll get a little plaque that says 20 years.
You know what you get at my company if you do 20 years? Maybe a little
gift. What's that?
You get a flat screen TV, a 55-inch flat screen TV. Right. For 20 years of service.
Now you're just pissing me off.
Well, you know what? Whiskey and Whitetails, on your 20-year anniversary, Whiskey and Whitetails will buy you a 55-inch flat screen TV. Done.
Yeah, we will.
Put it in the books. You tell us when it comes up. We'll send it to your house.
To make up for Jim Beam's shortcomings.
Yeah. We'll hook you up if nobody else will.
Oh, all right. God.
We're not going to pay your pension, but we'll buy you a TV. I'm for real. Don't forget about that. It's going to happen.
All right, Matt. I'm gonna hold it to you.
You should. We'll buy you a 55-inch flat screen 21. TV.
So we're talking about April of 2023.
Done. It'll be there in March of 2023. I'm going to set a calendar reminder.
Right. I'm serious. Are you a Samsung guy? A Sony guy? Yeah.
You tell me. You want to I'm a Samsung guy.
We're gonna have to have this conversation again in a couple of years because by then we're gonna have holographic TVs with
a 55-inch TV in 2023 could be like $10,000, and we're like, all right, we were talking 2021 TVs.
To sell a kidney to pay for it.
No, we're gonna hook you up for your 20-year.
Thanks, guys.
So is the giveaway? Are you gonna bring the giveaway back or no?
I don't know, man. I thought about it. I'm becoming Instagram again, social media again. I don't know. I really honestly haven't thought about it yet. I'd say it's going to happen. I'm not sure when though.
I don't know if you listen to the podcast, but we've actually been keeping our listeners up to date on the Chief Mercer Instagram account.
Have you?
Yeah. We mentioned that you had disappeared. Then we mentioned that you came back on another episode. And I didn't go into anything that we've talked about. That was basically all we said. I would never disclose personal conversations. But yeah, we have been keeping because we get asked about it. We gotta keep people up to date, man. It's like you're part of the family now. So it's how it works.
Awesome, man.
What's the best podcast you've ever been on?
That's not a loaded question at all.
I've only been on 2, man.
That's not true. I've heard you on several podcasts.
I mean, just 2, man. Just 2.
Us and Bourbon
and
Lens?
I can't really answer that because, I've been on Bourbon Lens. And there's some more that have been asking me to come on, and I need to really schedule those, man. But I've been slacking. I've been so busy with everything else, and it's been busy, man.
Well, you made time for us again on a second podcast, so we're kind of appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man, it's fun. Yeah, and for the record too, and you can tell anybody you want. This is the first blind tasting that I've ever had. So
really,
bam, it's happened here. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Because most of the time I'm the one setting up the blinds.
Yeah, that makes sense. I bet everybody reaches out to you and they're like, "What can you give us?"
and I don't have that much. I mean, I have a lot of bourbon and I have a lot of different stuff, but I don't have the big time expensive bottles or anything.
Well, I think people kind of look at you and they go, all right, this guy's high up in Jim Beam. He runs the fire department. He's got to be able to give me the fucking rarest of the rare. And that's their angle.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want you to send me anything. I want to send you stuff.
I'm sure. I'm like the lowest of the low guys.
Well, we love you more than the highest of the high.
I appreciate that.
So, I can't wait till we come to Kentucky and we do this in person. We'll bring another blind tasting with us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yep, do that. What'd you say, September?
Yeah.
September you'll be coming back?
Well, opening day is that Memorial Day?
I don't know.
Or Labor Day? What's in September? Is it Labor Day?
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yeah. So we'll be there that weekend. And then we're coming back, but then we'll be back, I think, middle of the month, and then we'll be there again for the end of the month. And that's what I was telling you. If you want to come to that dinner with us, I got tickets for you.
I definitely want to go to that.
Do you? All right, I got your tickets.
Yeah,
you and the wife.
That would be awesome.
And then that would be awesome. When's the Bourbon Festival? Isn't that in October?
So I withdrew us from that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I don't want to.
Okay.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the stipulations put on what we can and can't do, and I was like, all right.
Oh, we were looking at being involved. I was just talking about just going.
Oh, going, we could definitely just go. No, yeah, we were gonna have a booth, and we had a whole conversation. Well, I had a whole conversation with them, and it just it didn't fit our vibe, I guess.
Okay,
it's not our jam.
Appreciate you including me in that. That's cool.
Well, it just didn't matter, because it never came to fruition. So it's I didn't need to include you because it was just not. If I told you what they had said to me, you would have been like, I'm not fucking doing that. So there was no reason to, we're both busy in different things.
Man, I'm curious as hell now.
Same.
I'll tell you after.
But
I'm the PR guy, and I'm the worst PR guy. You said what? Fuck you! I'm not doing that. Great PR.
Get me in touch with your HR person. That's
me. You're talking to him, speaking, present. Yeah, no.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll be there probably 3 weekends in September, and we'll make time.
Awesome, man.
We'll make
time. Are you gonna be in Lexington each time?
Yeah, it's McKee, Jackson County, Daniel Boone National Forest area. It's hunting stuff is what we're going there for, and then we're doing whiskey classes at each one. But the last week in September is that dinner. If you want to come, I'm for all. I got your tickets. I already have them.
Hell yeah, man!
You get to meet us and the crew that we associate with, and you meet a bunch of badass people, man. You meet some good people. Like, we only associate with good people. Like, we don't sell out for names. So there's no. We have like 2 big names that are in our circle, and that's kind of it. But
who's that?
Who'd that be?
Gus and Matt.
Yeah, that's it. Gus and Matt.
Who dat?
We're the big names.
The most important question is, like, what's their theme song when they walk in the room? Do they have a theme song?
You're the only one that has it. Go ahead and give it to us again.
Thank you.
You're the only theme song guest that we have. And it'll remain that way. Nobody else will get a theme song.
So ridiculous. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It's ridiculous.
Don't promise things you can't promise now.
No, I promise you, nobody else will ever have a theme song. I promise you. You're the only one that'll get it.
Oh, man.
Promise. For life. I mean, even if it costs us our business, nobody else will ever get a theme song.
I won't hold you to that, man.
Like, even if we get a president on here, he will not get a theme song.
Yeah, we're not playing Hail to the Chief for a president.
Nope, not happening. There's only one chief in our life, and that's you.
I need that "aww" button.
Please give it to the damn president, man.
Dude, that came through so good. I can't wait for you to re-listen to this and then hear how that came through. You were like, president.
Jesus.
Very fitting. All right.
Jeez.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Chief, Kevin.
Sir.
You don't call me sir. They call my dad sir.
That's the thing.
That's my aesthetic. I knew you'd respond with some shit like that.
We're cut from the same cloth. Every time.
What time y'all gotta get up in the morning?
Yes. Well, Gus doesn't, but yeah, I'm looking at it's 10:30 here. Are you on the same? I always forget where the line is.
Yeah, it's 10:30.
Yeah, so we're good. We're on the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, about the same time as you. I got to be at work about the same time.
The problem is, even like I take the day off and I don't have to get up early.
Oh, you're going to.
Like I've had, between work and kids, my body's just like 5:30, 5 o'clock. Like, hey, you're up.
Yeah, wake
it's
up.
It's Friday, bitch.
Yep, you up now.
But I don't have to be like, coffee.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
how old are your kids?
Man, I have a 14-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and they all have birthdays one is in August and 2 are in October, so they're all getting ready to be 15.
Oh wow,
15, 5, or 4 and 6, 4 and 5. I don't know. Yeah.
How old are yours?
Those teenagers, man, they'll kill you.
I tell you what.
I have a 20-year-old, a 15-year-old, and this is how bad I gotta like think about their age. I know that's terrible, but and then a 9-year-old.
Is the 20-year-old still at home?
So they're all spread out. He is. Yep.
What's he doing?
He is. And so it's pretty much my two oldest are boys and my youngest is a girl. And it's basically having like 3 teenagers in a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
my youngest is a girl too.
It's freaking nuts.
Yeah. And she's more wild.
She's the princess, man. She runs this place.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I'm the same way, man. She runs this place.
She's got more attitude and more sass and more, man.
Yeah.
The first 2 were easy compared to her. Holy shit.
My oldest is a girl, and she also has sass and attitude.
I know. I was the same way.
She's a cat, though.
Jeez.
But yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
too.
Because I'm an old man, and this is like past my bedtime.
Yep, same.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out and drinking some whiskey with us, man.
Yep. Good time as always.
Thank you, guys, man. Thanks for these samples too, man. I'm sorry I forgot. I don't know what happened to that envelope. I'm probably gonna find it in a couple days.
It's all good. We figured it out. It was because
up.
I poured the wrong wood for reserve for you and for us. But
you did good, man.
Yeah.
That was a good little flight, though, man. That was good.
Yeah, it's good. I try to use a little bit of science and not just blindly pick things. It's
you did good, man. Yeah, we have some Woodford and some, and I start off with Woodford a lot of times.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I told y'all
that's
that.
why I picked it as number 1. Now that my drunk brain is activated.
So,
that's why. But yeah,
it's all coming back to you now.
Yeah, I figured it out. I figured it out through this conversation why I picked Woodford as number 1. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. We appreciate it. We always have such a good time. Can't wait to do this again. Hopefully next time it's in person.
Yeah, hopefully. Say September isn't that damn far away.
No, it'll be here before we know it.
Yep. And you're locked in on the dinner, right? For the Camp Kentucky Hero dinner?
Yes. What days are that?
It's the last week of September.
All right. Let me see here.
I'm also checking just to make sure.
Last weekend, so it's like the 25th. It's a Saturday then?
Yep, 25th is the dinner. Yep.
Okay,
and that's 25th. At the Campbell House.
What's the name of it?
It's the Camp Kentucky Hero dinner. And I'll send you the link to, or the Instagram page. I'll send you the Instagram page in a minute so you can have it.
Okay.
But it's a good event, man. So it's first responders and veterans for
awesome, man.
Kentucky.
That's awesome. I'm just gonna put it in my thing, my calendar here, so I don't forget. Yeah, man, that'd be great. Last week in September. Gotcha.
Yep, I just sent it.
It's in Lexington, right?
It's at the Campbell House out there. I'm pretty sure it's cool. Lexington. But he's auctioning off some crazy bottles, man. He's got like crazy shit he's auctioning off. You'll be able to see some bottles go for insane money. You think secondary is crazy? Wait till you come to these charity events. It's wild.
Jeez, man. I can only imagine. We had like the fire department. So you can laugh at me if you want, but we had my volunteer fire department. We just had our holiday. We can't call it Christmas, which whatever, but
yeah.
So we had our Christmas holiday extravaganza, whatever you want to call it. But we have like a dinner and we usually do auctions and stuff. But I mean, we're in Bardstown, so you might find it interesting, you may not. But actually, Heaven Hills kind of sponsors us. There's a guy there that gives us a ton of whiskey, and the chief there he works for a place called Strong Spirits, and but we get a lot of alcohol donated. So throughout the course of the night, they auction off bottles, and they're all crappy bottles. I mean,
oh really?
I don't want to say crappy bottles. I need to back up. I don't want to say crappy. Some larceny, and they had I bought a Evan Williams single barrel. What else was there? bunch of crappy bottles.
So
and
they're
then
like
there was
normal bottles that you can buy. They're not extravagant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nothing like that. And they're just regular crappy
Can't wait for you to hear this.
And they were going for like ridiculous amounts. I mean, we're like,
yeah,
we're not high rollers by any means, but it was going for like stupid money. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
well, wait till you come to this event.
But I ended up with like
you see OFC and
to give you an idea,
like
nobody was bidding on the.
Sorry.
No kidding.
Cutting in and out says.
That's cool though. Am I cutting in and out? Damn it.
Yeah, we're all cutting in and out. Wait till you see these OFC and these Wellers go for like 10 grand. You'll be like, how the fuck is somebody paying that much money? You'll see. It's these charity dinners are wild, man. People bring out big bucks for it.
I'm just I'm in the wrong business, I guess, man.
See, this is all for charity. So if you were in this business, you still would
you still wouldn't be in business.
It all gets donated. It goes to help other people.
I got you.
But that's why it's fun. It's like, so for your dinner, like you guys have regular, I won't call them crappy. You have regular bottles and they're going for crazy money. So imagine when you have crazy bottles, they go for crazy money. I mean, it's insane.
Good bottles.
It's like, you think secondary is bad. Wait till
yeah.
you get to this event. Yeah, we're super pumped for you to go with us, and I got your ticket saved. All right, dude.
Awesome, man.
Anything left for anybody to hear? At Chief_Mercer on Instagram. Jim Beam Distillery. Jim Beam. I think that's it.
I got nothing, man.
We're cutting out again. All right. We'll end it there. I think he's gone. I think he disappeared. Oh, I got to laugh.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for joining us, man. This is always a good time.
Man, I appreciate it, guys. It is fun. We need to do it again.
For sure.
One day.
We'll do it one day, like midday, so people aren't sucking all your bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to plan this better next time, I think.
Yep. See if we can remember that, or we'll do it live together. Either way.
There you go. We can do that too.
Thanks for joining us, bro.
Sounds good.
All right,
Had
man.
a great time.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate it, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.